Right, guys, welcome back. This is the Above Average FPL podcast. My name is Adam, and as always, joined by Baker. How you doing, mate?
How are you? This is all about you, buddy.
I'm great, mate. I'm great. I feel terrible, but I also feel amazing at the same time. And I was just sitting there waiting, just hoping you would panic that I wasn't actually there.
As always.
As always.
Harry got to live my fear of that 2 minutes of stream lobby. Just sitting, waiting, wondering whether you come back or not.
Yeah,
welcome, Harry.
Welcome, Harry. How you doing, man?
Thank you. Yeah, good, thank you. Yeah, I was like, do you just sit there in silence just to make everyone sweat about it?
Not normally, but very deliberately this time. Yes.
Oh, fine.
Very
yeah, no, I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me on. 1 week left. It's good to be here.
1 week left. We were saying, like, it was weird because, like, game week 31, and I was like, oh, this is getting onto a slog now. Like, it's game week 32, and it feels like it's just like ticking over. And then suddenly we're at game week 38, and it's like, cool, we're here. That's it. Only 12 more fixtures to go, or 12 and a half, and we are done for the season. So, how have you felt about your season this season?
Yeah, pretty good again. Things have gone quite well for another season, which is great. Again, there's been a whole slice of luck to go with it. I'm sure we'll be there to.
No,
I know.
I don't believe it.
Was that bait, Adam? Was
I don't
that
believe
bait?
It definitely wasn't.
Bait.
As soon as he said luck, I was straight in there though.
Yeah,
no,
I just teed you up for it.
No, it's been a good year for you, mate. You should be happy.
Yeah, it has. It has. Yeah.
Good. And
how many years? Give us the last, what we now 5 years.
No, the fifth one we don't talk about that one.
All right, last 4 years.
Last four is like 3.5K, 1.5K, 510th, and then I'm 2.5K at the moment.
Absurd.
It's fun.
I have a really arbitrary goal of, I think it's like 4.6K, and then that means my last 4 years is added up to still inside the top 10K. It's like a really arbitrary goal that only I care about.
I was about to say that your last 4 years add up to less than my best ever rank, which is
ridiculous.
Which is mad.
What, like, how far away is, like, because once you get to those kind of levels, there's actually some pretty big divides. So how far is the 1K from you?
I still like 20 points outside it. So I need a really good end to this game week for it to even be remotely possible, and me even consider going for it on the final day. Because if I'm like 20 points outside going into game week 38, I'll probably just like not bother and not run the risk of dropping down when it's so far away, if that makes sense. I think I'm just checking. Yeah, 18 points outside at the moment, which with the team I've got is pretty difficult to overturn. So if I got to it and it was like 10 points, then maybe I'd try and do something crazy with it. But yeah.
All you need is a random captain, mate. That's all you need.
Well, what a segue that is.
Yeah. What I mean, I don't know why. Well, I do kind of know why I did it. I wasn't going to do it, and then you said it on Thursday, Baker, and I was just like, you know what? As soon as you said it, and I started thinking about it, it was game over. It was already happening.
Oh, you were done. Literally, I know when you're done because I was like, why? This is even more ridiculous for me. Like I beat myself up because I didn't bring him in, and I could have easily just done it. But to me to go, why wouldn't you just look at Gvardiol Cap? And do you know what? I almost didn't say it. And do you know the reason why I almost didn't say it? Because I did bait you on Kevin De Bruyne the week before. I fully baited you when you said about bringing Kevin. I was like, yeah, if you bring Kevin De Bruyne in, you're going to have to captain him. And you did. And it has been, I was a little bit like,
yeah,
shit, have I said it? But I literally, it just came out of my mouth because we stare into Rob T's figures, and it was like 60% chance of clean, 5.5 goals. Man's basically playing left wing. So I was like, you can almost, if anyone goes back and watches it, it's fun. Like it's timestamped at captaincy, but you'll see I almost didn't get it out of my mouth. I was like, is Gvardiol a captain choice? And you were like,
I was like,
yes.
Bang, how do I do that? Can I fit it in?
Yes. And if anyone watches, what they'll also see is just Adam's brain racing, right? Right, because suddenly he's like, and when he starts doing that, I'm like, that's over. That's done.
Yeah.
So it also worked quite nicely because I wanted to, we wanted to screw around with the bench boost. We wanted to make people do certain stuff like 5 at the back and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, well, cool. This gives me the opportunity to put Haaland on my bench and make it really hard for people to win mugs. Because I wanted to make it really hard for people to win mugs. So I put Isak and Haaland and Palmer on my bench. And they've all done...
And you've done us over.
They've done fuck all. And we're going to have to spend like 300 quid in postage in the next week.
And everyone who captained Haaland put Gvardiol on their bench.
Bastard. So... There's a few of them, yeah. there's a few of them.
I know, like people will say, and your humbleness would say that, hey, my rank, it's easier to do those things, but it's not really. No. It's not really. So it's all very well me saying, oh yeah, I think you should go. But I didn't have the balls to even -4 him in. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, whereas, so the fact that you have the balls to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things that did help me, we spoke to JC a few weeks ago, and he was in a position where, like, he was obviously in a very strong position, chose last week to go without Haaland as a punt towards trying to really, get into that top 100. And it failed, right? It blew up in his face, and he went out to like 2.5K or something like that, And so, if people like that are just going for the win, basically, then me sitting at 1.1 million, I'm like, well, I'm not just going to sit around here on my hands when there's an opportunity to have a bit of fun with it as well.
But you would have done the same, mate, if you were 1K.
Absolutely.
I think I would. Fully well.
Because I'd much rather have.
That you did it because you were a million. Yeah. You didn't do it. No. You would have done that regardless.
Because and I respect the hell out of you, Harry, for the ranks that you have, but at the same time, I don't think
would have done it.
I don't think you'll win the game because you'll get to 500 and you won't do that move.
No.
So it's it's a tough one. It's a tough one that everyone in those ranks has to face, right? I guess doing it like this makes
rank, any week, like because like everyone's watching Harry, everyone's watching Andy, everyone's watching Raptor, everyone's watching Vocal, like so they're all seeing, like everyone's educated now, like anyone who shares. So a mate of mine from like 25 years ago, I went to Australia 25 years ago, and a friend who I still keep in contact with, who now lives over here, set up a group chat with some of the old mates from out in Australia. One of the guys immediately said, so Isak or Haaland captain this week? I haven't spoke to him about FPL ever in my entire life. Right. And I'm like, you are definitely not the sort of person that I would ever imagine to be into FPL. I was like, send me a team. It's his first season ever playing. It's like, even then, template teams. Like, nobody's not informed, which makes it harder and harder to gamble because you just know the sea of pain you potentially walk into. it's big, and it's going to be interesting next season, isn't it? With the number of or let.
That's my I was going to say 100k subscriber plaque very kindly got sent. When was it? Like 2 months ago now. Yeah, pretty crazy. Took pride of place as soon as it arrived.
Oh, we still did.
No, I think it's up. I'm
People
pretty
are still
sure.
so
I'm pretty sure
we're
up.
back.
Okay.
We're back.
We're back. 100k subscribers. You get yourself. You know the 100k subscribers thing, yeah, and you get your thing. Do you have to tell them?
You
must have to tell them a little bit, because how else they get your address?
Yeah, you have to tell. Well, you sort of like once you hit it, you have to go online and be like, I want a plaque, and they go, okay, we have to verify that you've actually hit this and that you haven't bought 100k subscribers, and then they do that for a week or two, and then you go back on and they say, yeah, you can order it, and then you go from there. So yeah, you do have to tell them. They don't. You don't get it automatically. I mean, you get it for free, but you have to ask for it.
I was going to ask that because you then said order it. I was like, what? Do you have to pay for it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Thankfully.
We're back. We probably missed that. I was just saying in the chat, well done, Jack Bones in the chat, who's having literally the most ridiculous season. I think he's in the top 100. How many points are you on, Harry?
I don't know.
You should know this off by heart, surely.
He's on 2570. So
2570.
Yeah.
That's like 450 points more than me.
Like he's 100 points ahead of me.
It makes me nervous when someone like that comes in the chat with a week to go, because I'm like, are we going to ruin you? Like, why are you coming to listen to us with a week to go?
I can ruin you. That's fine.
His live rank is 20.
20.
Jack's rank is 20.
So Jack, you can tell us, Jack, are you going for number one next week? How far is he off the top?
The guy in first is killing it.
Yeah, it's just nuts.
The guy in first is running away with it.
2667, the guy in first.
The guy in first is 45 points ahead of second.
Oh,
Jack's got to make up 97 points.
In a week. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
that's crazy. The same gap between me and
top 5 is doable.
That's mad.
Yeah.
Top 5 is doable.
There's the same gap between me and Jack as there is from Jack in first place. That's how stretched it gets.
Harry, is Jack in your mini league?
I don't know.
If he's not, I reckon he takes offers.
Yeah, get me back on the homepage.
What's the code, Harry?
I don't know off by heart. I'd have to go online and
have a check. Have a check. Shout it out later.
Go scrambling. Get Jack in the mini league.
Just gonna message them all one by one.
Yeah. Absolutely. Right. What we doing, boys?
We'll go through some scores. Let's go to yours, Harry. Your mid-game week 37 score, 78 points.
78 points. It's fine. I did 2 transfers. I took Edison and Dallo out and brought in Petrovic and Gvardiol. Very happy with that because I thought Bruno Fernandes was fine. And if Bruno Fernandes had been ruled out, which he probably should have been, I would have not bought Gvardiol and I would have sold Bruno Fernandes. So as much as I'm sat here annoyed that Bruno Fernandes didn't play and seems unlikely to play at all, it's actually better for my team that it's fallen like that. Bench boost is currently on 15, so that's fine with 1 fixture to go, or it's 2 if Bruno does turn up. So yeah, pretty happy with it. Green arrow, Gvardiol Cap, is what it is. Gvardiol and Petro Porro, the men of the week so far.
Definitely good. Off to you, Baker.
We're saving you to last. You got to.
Of course, mate.
I'm a bit annoyed in a way that I've done the bench wankery a little bit because I think it's all right. Full stop. Like all of my single game weekers in the Gabriel, Branthwaite, and White obviously all returned. So
are you now
pretty solid?
Are you now being that guy from last week that you were talking about, the hindsight?
Yeah.
Bench boost.
Yeah, the hindsight bench boost.
Yeah.
So, but then the standard bench boost would be your 3 single game weekers and Petrovic, I imagine. So it's on about 20 points with Petrovic to play again. Either way,
Yeah,
I'm not unhappy with it.
You couldn't bench all 3 defenders, but yeah.
Oh yeah, good point. So I kept Maddo. It'd be Maddo, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Maddo +2.
definitely.
It's still in a decent space. But yeah, I mean, 71 points without Gvardiol is all right.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Isn't it funny, like how much regret I've got for this? So my moves, frustrating. I had to obviously deal with Maguire. Once we got the Richarlison news, I was keeping Maddison. And then some options were Branthwaite or Tarko. Tarko gets the free bonus. Branthwaite gets none.
Yeah.
Or it was do the switcheroo, and it would have been Onana and Maguire. Onana and Gvardiol in for Maguire and Ederson. Which would have been 8 points up with Gvardiol and Onana to play again versus Ederson to play again. So yeah, I lost in that one. But there was a few things that, I struggled with, which is interesting because you didn't do that, which was like, I didn't want to bench Porro in 38. I didn't want to bench any of my Arsenal ones. And then it was like also taking a hit. And I was like, literally, the only way this probably works out badly is if Gvardiol braces. And guess what? Gvardiol braces. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. We knew it. Like anybody who didn't have Gvardiol knew what they were going into this week. It was going to be a struggle. I never really thought Ederson was going to cover them. But luckily, I suppose in some ways, Ederson and Branthwaite did still return. You know what I mean? 12 points from those two and no hit with Ederson to go again. It's still all right. It's just not Gvardiol.
Yeah.
It's hard, isn't it? Hard to feel successful about Gvardiol. But for all the, yes, that was quite an extreme result. Yesterday, going into yesterday, just with 2 Arsenal defenders, no Saka, no Bruno, no Garnacho, like Dallo, even, I mean, I know that Man United were never going to keep it clean, but the defense was like 60% owned when you added them all up.
The defense had more ownership than the Arsenal attack. Like, I was like, actually, if it was going to be 0-0, I wanted Saka to score, which felt so wrong. But the defense was like, 40-50% owned, and Saka was like 15.
Yeah. Well, no, mate, it's much higher my way. like everyone's still got Saka where I am. So yeah, it was, I think Saka was like 28-29%, but Bruno was like 40 odd, and then the defense was big. So I only felt I was going to come out of that with a red arrow that day yesterday. So to claw it back, actually, I can't feel hard done by at all. And on to the big man.
On to the best decision I've made all season, evidently. So everyone was enjoying it last week. Does it look nicer with Haaland or with Gvardiol? It looks so much better with Gvardiol, doesn't it? When no one else, I don't say no one else has it, but like
93 minus 8.
93 minus 8, yeah. And my transfers haven't worked. Like I'm still net negative from my transfers. I took Neto, Garnacho, and Højlund out for Petrovic, Gordon, and Jackson. I'm still 4 points down. They've all got to play again, but I'm still 4 points down as it stands.
Yeah.
But Garnacho and Højlund still have to play again as well. So, I might still end up down from the moves that I made. So yeah, I mean, 93 minus 8. I had last minute Raya booking. Was a bit annoyed about that because it lost him. See, Raya was on 7 points and Gabriel was on 6. And then because Raya got booked, Raya came out of the bonus and Gabriel went in, which feels okay for me, right? Except actually it's more beneficial if Raya keeps that bonus point versus the Gabriel one. So, but yeah, is what it is. So back 5, Burn, Porro, Gabriel, Gvardiol, and Richards. Richards was I just didn't want to take another -4 for him, which was fair enough. Kev, 6 points. Son with a blank so far. Gordon blank. Bruno in there with nothing. And then Jackson up top. and then bench Petrovic, Haaland, Isak, and Palmer. So only 11 points on my bench at the moment.
Harry's shaking it. Harry can't take that bench. He can't take
No,
it.
not the bench. I was shaking my head when he was going through Bruno. I still haven't got over it. Still haven't got over Ten Hag lying to us.
It's ridiculous. It's like the first. Yeah, this is the first 2 games he's missed in 3 years, or in his career through injury, isn't it? Nuts.
Yeah.
Answer me this, because I saw a few people do it. Someone, I think, messaged you about it, because obviously we've posted a thing that anybody who tweeted us before the deadline with their bench and beat Adam, Adam's going to send 10 mugs worldwide. Someone I saw a message today was like, well, if Bruno doesn't, he'll go on to my bench.
Auto sub. Yeah.
That won't happen, will it?
I don't think auto subs happen.
You can't auto sub on a bench boost, is it?
No, he's just a player that doesn't play in your team.
They all just stay there, don't they?
They all just stay
where
they are.
His bench boost, do you have to manually do it?
I'm not manually doing anything. I mean, the fact thing is, everybody sent me their benches, but like, I'm not working out who's got points on those benches. I'm not working that shit out. I mean, if they've got Gvardiol, they've probably just beaten me. Basically, is what I'm thinking. But
no, there's no auto subs on bench boost.
But we'll see what happens, because and I said it to Baker as soon as the deadline went. I said I might have caused myself a problem here, because if Haaland goes off, this is great for no mugs, but actually it screws my rank. But if Gvardiol goes off, my rank is sorted, but we're screwed for mugs, because they're all going out. So we're in that situation.
Gvardiol Cap, mate. You don't care. With all those mugs, I want you to send a picture.
Yeah, screenshot.
Oh, should I send out a little screenshot of Gvardiol inside the mug? Yes. That's what's going in. That's what's going in. So I've taken a nice little rank jump. I'm actually back up in the top million. It's nice. It's nice for now. Game week rank of 22k. We take that.
Wow.
We take that. And I'm expecting more from Gvardiol tomorrow, to be honest. Yeah. I'm definitely expecting more from him tomorrow.
Can't take any more from him tomorrow. Cannot take any more from him tomorrow.
And so on thanks to Gvardiol, I've got myself a cheeky fireball, because
I have to celebrate.
Because why not?
Celebrate.
So cheers.
What do you think while he's taking that? What do you think on Bruno? Do you think there was any chance because people are like, oh, it was a late change, one of these, another one of these late changes on Sunday, as we've seen over the past few weeks. I'm not sure I buy it. Like, not in any training photos either. Like, I haven't seen a picture of Bruno in weeks. Well, since he missed the first game, like, there's no pictures of him anywhere.
So there's some sort of like rumors that he actually had a fitness test, which he failed. Like, he actually went, did a fitness test and then failed it. And I'm like, isn't the issue his hand?
But then it's been reported that it's his ankle.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think it. So what I'm assuming now is it's not a wrist injury or something like that, which is the things that people spotted him with, like wrist. It must be something else. It must be, and therefore it must be leg related in some way. You don't fitness test a wrist. Well,
but then like
what would a fitness test of a wrist include?
Throw-ins.
that's not Harry, what Baker was talking about.
I love how innocent you are, Harry.
It was immediate as well. It was so quick. I knew exactly where you were going immediately. Mate, we're terrible people.
Yeah, you're not getting that over me. Don't you worry. You're just building me up for clips. Is all you're doing.
We're trying.
So we don't know, do we? You'll find out.
We'll see what he says tomorrow, but I don't know if I'll believe what he says tomorrow. Because like the pictures are all that it's a hand, and then you look at like the reporters and no one's reporting it as an ankle injury, but like what is he just not going to play again this season because he's done something to his hand? Like surely he can.
It did get ominously quiet, didn't it? Do you know what I mean? It did get weirdly quiet.
Yeah, I tweeted about it on Sunday morning, being like, I suddenly started to feel like a little bit weird about this because they started tweeting like people arriving at the ground. They started to like tweet a few more training photos from Saturday, and he just wasn't in it. And if Bruno was going to play, he'd be everywhere. They'd post hundreds of photos to make sure that Arsenal knew that they had him back, right? They didn't want to. It felt weird that they wanted to keep it quiet, but I thought maybe they are just trying to not give it away that he's going to be back. But it did go weirdly quiet on him.
I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning for it is really to be that quiet as well, because it's not like there's huge things to play for. I suppose there is these European spots. We should have a conversation about European spots.
Yeah.
What do we want to happen tomorrow? Or what? Well,
yeah,
I mean, like,
yeah. Go on, tell me. Let's answer that one first, as it's been all over Sky Sports, all over every Twitter page for the past 48 hours. What do you? Let's say that Villa lose as they currently are. What result do you want tomorrow?
I will never want Tottenham to lose.
Same.
So
I can't find a weird world. I do think though there will be.
I will not be upset if we lose. Let's say that as well.
Yeah.
I will not be upset if we lose, but I will not be watching the game tomorrow going, I hope we lose.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of, or sort of relate it to in terms of a moment is, were you at the Martin Getafe game? You were at it, weren't you?
I was.
Well, we didn't know
Yeah.
each other at the time, but we
No.
were both at that game. So that when Martin managed us, he got sacked at half time, and he didn't know, and we knew.
Yeah. That was
so like
weird.
The report came out, got shared around like on people's phones, WhatsApp groups, and so forth, but he didn't know. So he'd been sacked at half time without being told, and it was like, this is horrible. It was just it felt just the weirdest thing that you knew that the match then didn't really matter. You know what I mean?
We literally sang Martin Yole's Blue and White Army probably about 35 minutes without a break. Like, I've never seen anything like it.
It was weird. The game made no one was watching it from half time.
No.
It was weird because it was odd. You know, we've had, I was at the game with what's his? I've forgotten his name. I felt like the worst man. The man had the heart attack on the pitch. Was right in front of me.
Oh, Mwamba.
Yeah. So that was so weird. So weird. But you kind of almost were like, I want to sort of be in the game because I don't want to think about that. That was like a really odd, eerie experience. But tomorrow, my mindset going into it is, I kind of want to win the game if Villa lose tonight, because you want to sort of stay in the hunt for it. Yeah. And we still need 1 point. We've done some stupid things at the end of seasons. Think of the Newcastle one where we went up there and got absolutely hammered, and it's that whole Spursy type stuff. So there is that part, like, thinking about us. I want us to do the right stuff. However, if the crowd sort of turns on it or it gets weird, I don't know how I'll then react mid-game, whether that'll change things. I definitely don't think we'll be upset if we lose. And I think we just expect we'll lose because they're really good.
I think it'll be really strange, actually, in the ground. Like, I think there's going to be a mixed reaction in the ground when I say
City score.
When City score. When City score. So let's say City score the first goal. I think there'll be a weirdly mixed reaction from certain pockets of the ground, and it's going to feel so bizarre. I don't think I've ever seen anything. We won't have seen anything like it.
No.
So I can see why there's so much chat about it.
Cameras will be all over it, won't they?
Oh, everywhere.
Cameras will be everywhere, just waiting for that pocket of who celebrates.
But at the same time,
Peter Drury will be all over it on the commentary. He'll have his lines lined up.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's so stupid. The media circus around it is so stupid. Like, what the fuck do they expect Ange to say? Do they expect to really turn around and say, yeah, I'm going to give 5 guys there for their debuts. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Yeah. Like, he's trying to instill a winning mentality across the whole squad. And to be quite honest, the fans that are saying they actually want to lose the game are actually just being typical, losers. Really,
because what they're effectively saying though is they don't want Arsenal to win the league, which is absolutely fine, 100%. But right, what I don't want more than anything else from this week, what I don't want is we lose tomorrow night. Our fans are cheering being jubilant about it and do all that stuff, and then the results reverse on the weekend, that somehow West Ham get a result against Man City and Arsenal win the league. Imagine we've cheered it, we've actually given up, and Villa lose, and we win, and we could have potentially been fourth, and instead what's happened is we're fifth and Arsenal still won the league. Imagine how much that'll be thrown against us
You'd never hear the end of it.
You'd never hear the end of it.
You wouldn't.
So you've got to poke, like Ange did the right thing today, sort of straight bat it. I want us to win. I think we're going to do the diplomacy stuff. I want us to win. I would feel much more comfortable about it if Villa had won tonight, because I'd be like, well,
there's still time.
Then it doesn't matter.
There's still time.
But yeah, the weird things as well. Obviously, Man City at Tottenham are terrible. Yeah. And even away from home, like, we've scored so many late goals against Man City to deny them. The Kane one, the Kulusevski one last season. Was that last season? This season? That was this season. Oh, theirs.
Yeah.
We have done them. Obviously, the Champions League. Like, we have done them with late goals over and over again. That'll be the really, really weird experience, is if we got like a late equalizer, or we got a late winner. That'll be the weirdest play out.
Yeah.
Because you kind of, like, if we were 1-0 down, it's like almost a relief in a strange way, isn't it? You'll be just like, oh, okay, just play this out.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no winner for Tottenham. There's no good stuff for it. But we got to worry about us.
Yeah, I mean, I think my expectation is that City just turn up and they do us 2-0 or something like that, move on with their day, and then go and put 7 past West Ham, and it's like, thanks very much. That's that's just how I feel it will just play out. Yeah. If you watched us for enough times in the last 6 to 7 weeks, I mean, I just can't see a world where we stop City from scoring 2 or 3. Record.
Look at their recent record. Like, literally, there's nothing about it.
Every single year they do it. Like, right now, every single year they do it as well. They just go on this run of like 15 games where they just don't lose and don't draw. It's just... Anyway, that's where we are. But you're glad you brought that up.
As we're now moving into these worlds, both... Let's put this out there earlier. Let's just assume Man City win tomorrow.
Yeah.
How do you feel about captaining a Man City or Arsenal player on the last day of the season?
Fine. My only thought about it is, it's suddenly like, City don't need goals. Like, they don't need to go and put 3-4 past West Ham. They might want to, just to be like, right, let's just do it. Let's just win the league and not worry about it. Which they could easily do, be 2-3-0 up by half time, the way West Ham are playing. I don't think it changes that much for me in terms of captaincy, because then Arsenal don't need to go and put 3-4 past Everton either. So, like, what happens going into the final day, I think only changes if you draw tomorrow night. Then the captaincy armband goes so much on Erling Haaland. Like, they just have to bang like 5-6 goals past West Ham if that happens. So that's the only situation I think it changes captaincy. But it stays on the same player it's on anyway, so it doesn't.
So can we have a look at Man U, Arsenal?
Let's go.
Like, if as far as XG charts to look at this is like Brentford style, charts that we talk about in the. This isn't a steamroller. Like, we've just watched Arsenal. If you come watch every week, you'll see, like, we've been watching 3 XG and absolutely, destroying teams with hundreds of chances and completely blocking them out. That lineup from Man United. Like, when you saw that lineup, what did you expect the score to be?
So, like, I thought it would be Palace. Yeah, it'd make the Palace game look all right.
Liverpool scored.
Yeah. Bring on Tuesday night.
But it was visible. Not only was it, they didn't even shut them down, to be honest. They actually almost set in their sort of like 4-4-2 defensive shape. And I found it difficult. In terms of thinking, looking at them and thinking, I think all of us have been thinking, right, Arsenal mid, get them in. That's your captain, potentially, if you were looking at what to do. I was watching it, I was like, feels difficult. It also feels difficult. I know a lot of people will be now going into this weekend with Porro, Gvardiol, double Arsenal defence. Mate, how can you can't, I wouldn't hedge on a double Arsenal defence. Like, you play them, like Porro's still got to be the boy that has to make way in that sentence. Because, I mean, Saliba, some of the challenges from Saliba, like, he's just a joke. Saliba, he really is so good. The only person from the attack that's slightly different is the guy on the top bonus there. Trossard plays like an 8-year-old. We've been saying it for years that he plays like an 8-year-old. Like, he is that, the little winger that you are like, oh yeah, he's just going to dribble everyone and try and score every time. It come off his wing, never stays on it, does what he wants. He can't help but get involved in goal involvement.
Yeah.
If you did want to punt, Trossard's a good punt. The problem with Trossard is you absolutely know you're getting no more than 75 minutes from him.
Yeah.
You just know.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it's probably earlier on the final day, because if they're winning, then he'll give someone else minutes. And if they're not winning, then he'll want to change it up sooner rather than later. So, yeah, I just find it hard when you've got a Kai Havertz at, 7.5 million playing up front. And, he got the assist and he's been so good for so long that it feels like buying Trossard over him is, you're really hoping that, what is expected to happen doesn't happen.
Havertz to play over Saka?
Was there any reports on whether Saka's actually fine?
Yeah, I saw a quote today that he got asked and he said that, he's fine, but
he'll be there, mate.
He'll be there for sure. But I mean, I can buy both. I could buy Saka or Havertz. I still plan on buying Havertz this week. I mean, he's a midfielder playing up front. We won't have that luxury going into the final day. Just feels like one of those that I'm taking a punt on the final day. Like, I'm just going to buy the guy playing OOP at the moment and just get Havertz. Now, Saka's on pens, but is he fully fit? I just think it's a game week 38 punt. If I was doing this in game week 12 and there was 16 weeks for me or to hold on to him before I played in the wild card, 3-2. Sorry.
Oh,
so good.
Then maybe I'd buy Saka and I think about longer term. But yeah, right now I'm pretty certain it's going to be Havertz. Any fancy on Odegaard?
No. Albeit, I know that at home, and Saka normally takes the penalty at home. I don't know. If there's a penalty to win the league, would the captain step up and take it?
I think Saka just takes it. I think Saka just takes it. Look, I mean, he is trusted. He is trusted as their penalty taker. And, Saka's obviously big penalty moment was with England. He's come back and he's rocked up and smashed about 10 penalties since then. He's got no issues. Doesn't matter. The occasion's fine for him. He'll take them.
But I think it's Havertz. Game week 38 punt.
I do. The alternative punt to Arsenal, if you can't get Salah, for me, and we want to talk about teams that are like singles, so we know what we're dealing with, is Palace.
Yeah.
Like, and I would probably go Palace over, say if you had no money, so you had to go a cheaper version. So rather than Trossard, had to go to Elise, and it's Elise over it as a surely.
Yeah, surely no. The only thing is if, again, like, let's say Villa don't, the goal's been ruled out. Let's say Villa don't win tonight, and then suddenly Palace at home are playing against a Villa team fighting for a point to get them in Champions League. Then suddenly your Elise punt does feel a little bit different.
I don't think Palace give a shit.
And I don't think Villa know how to. Like, do you remember when Villa went to Newcastle and like tried to St James Park like the start of the season? You know what I mean? And like they don't do good when they try. Like if they tried to be like,
didn't Newcastle put 5 past them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when they went, that. They tried to be like a counter-attacking team against Newcastle, and Newcastle went, "Yeah, we're having you."
Yeah.
I'm genuinely like I can afford all 3 of them. I can afford Saka, I can afford Havertz, I can afford Elise. I'm trying to work out why I don't go Elise. Trying to work out why I don't go Elise. Like Everton cleans.
Yeah, it's true.
Cleans all day. No, yeah, away from home. But we just seen a team just control the crap out of it.
Elise is definitely like exciting, and I don't think it's a bad punt at all. If you've got the money for a Havertz over an Elise, I probably would take it. But yeah, you're not wrong. Palace at home, particularly, you probably expect them to score like 2 goals in that game, and Elise is likely to be highly involved in that. So, and you look at the chart that you've got here. Like, even if you need a cheap forward for the final day, which there are actually some of them, and people will be doing a Isaac downgrade in order to fund Mo Salah, Mateta is one of the forwards that you can definitely look at for the final day. Because again, just like look at this graph, just putting up almost 3xG away at Wolves, just absolutely flying at the moment. And it's one of the teams that we will be looking at as soon as the game launches next year. Is how much these guys are, because they're flying.
Yeah, well, on where they are, it depends depends what team they're at. But that's also part of that motivation. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm thinking about, as Annalise said, it's like one of those, if not both of those, is unlikely to be there. They'll sell one of them, unless they get, maybe they get 50 million from Bayern for the manager, and then maybe they just use that as their money. That's what they were asking, isn't it? 50 million.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, Mateta obviously does what he does, but Elise is the one. If you're going to go there, and you've got to go one for this week. Like the thing is, it's always easy to go last week's points, isn't it? But last 4 starts, 12 points, 2 points, 16 points, 12 points.
Yeah,
that's a lot of points. It just is so cool.
Yeah.
You could, and he is a route to Salah, isn't he? For some people, you downgrade. If we get
only 5, it's only 5.6. I mean, like for me, he's a route to Salah, definitely.
Yeah, you've got KDB, haven't you?
Yes.
So helps. You need like 3 million.
Yeah, which means got Bruno to Elise is pretty straightforward.
Bruno to Elise, KDB to Salah,
and Cap probably.
A lot of people can't. Like a lot of people aren't in that luxury position though. Like, but then it's Isaac to Mateta, right? And it's a very similar
same thing,
similar transfer, yeah. And then Bruno to Salah.
Yeah. We do have a question. I know we've covered Arsenal already, but we've got a question, like a super chat in the chat. So OP Talent, thank you for your chat. It says Gordon to Havertz or Burn to Saliba. It means playing either Reguilon plus Havertz, bench Isak and Burn, or Saliba plus Isak, bench Gordon and Reguilon.
So Reguilon and Havertz, or Saliba and Isak.
Reguilon and Havertz or Saliba and Isak. Yeah.
Who are Brentford playing? Newcastle. I probably would just go Saliba.
Yeah,
Saliba and Isaac is probably right. Just go the Arsenal defender.
Yeah,
I agree. Got space.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so, like I say, they're an Everton relatively toothless.
Yeah.
Still, it feels like the best clean on earth.
Yeah. Cool. So thanks for that, OP Talent. Thanks for your question there.
And those in the chat, if they want to select any games for us tonight, we are a bit loose in terms of
we're not really fussed about going through one by one. So if there are games that you want to look at, I mean, we might as well. Do you want to talk about our game? Things we've got Sheffield United.
Yeah, why not?
I can't remember which game our game was. Hold on.
Yeah, because I guess the question is do you judge Tottenham based on this game, or do you judge them based on tomorrow night's game? Because like tomorrow night's game should be a pretty different game to how we play Sheffield United, for example.
I'd find it very difficult to put us on a. I find it very difficult to benchmark teams against Man City. Full stop.
Exactly.
Like, I genuinely just like, well, they played City, so probably just disregard this one, unless you want to look at it from a defensive point of view.
But I don't think you can judge them on this Burnley game, because that Richarlison injury obviously happened on Friday.
Yeah.
And they would have trained all week, presumably with Richie up front and Son on the wing. And they had
100%.
24 hours to suddenly redo all of their tactics with Son on up front and whoever it was that came into the team being different. Yeah. So it's no wonder that for the first 60 minutes of this game, it wasn't great for you. Like, that XG chart just shows again that it took a long time to find the groove. I mean, second half Spurs, we can talk about it again, but it's no wonder, given that they basically, I imagine, I'm guessing that I thought Richarlison would have started, but they've spent 4 days here, if not 5 days, basically gone down the drain because they've had to completely redo their lineup because Richarlison's got injured. So I think it's hard to judge on either game, this or tomorrow night.
Yeah, I doubt Kulusevski plays. If Rich was fit, I think Rich plays. Yeah. And then the other thing is the stylistic change as well, isn't it? Because it's also, where does Kulusevski versus where does Brennan play? What are they doing? And even that was weird. Like, that does sort of smell of it a little bit, because Kulusevski we haven't seen him over on the left at all season, and suddenly he was over there and it was like, oh, what's he doing?
Not much was the answer.
Yeah. Not much was the answer, and
well, it's kind of like he didn't want to change too much and had Brennan naturally out on the right and Maddison at midfield with Son left and Richarlison up front. And then they wanted to change it. And he didn't want to change so much that he just put Son into up front and thought, well, Kulusevski can fill the gap. But yeah,
it does. I hadn't really thought. I didn't. I hadn't even considered that. That's why we get you on, Harry. That's why you know those things, because I hadn't considered it. But yeah, Kulusevski, onto the left side was weird and didn't work. Maddison playing 87 minutes that's pretty big. That's like the first most amount of minutes he's played. I think it's probably like the second most amount of minutes he's played all season, really, in a game. Like, he normally is coming off after 80, but he was still going. That does improve the quality of chance. You know what I mean?
Just played quite well as well.
Yeah, just the forward motion of a ball was nice to see. It's not even much, because obviously Mickey's done all the work for that goal. But the fact is, it's still an inside forward ball, as opposed to everything we've seen is put the ball wide to Timo, put the ball wide to Kulusevski and Brennan, and try and then cut back. Like, it's a slightly different way of dynamism of playing. It then makes the wings wider. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see our lineup tomorrow, because there's part of me that says, give Maddo a rest tomorrow night, because we want him for the weekend. It makes a big deal. But me, who has Maddo in his FPL team, kind of needs his points.
Who's going to play left back tomorrow
night? I still think I wouldn't be surprised. I think it'll be Emerson Royal play left back. I think it'll be the third choice one of what he won. Skip, he said basically Skip couldn't play longer minutes than what he played. He was also crap at it. I muted a long time back that what I'd like to see is Dragerson play in the middle and stay Van der Ven, and no one did it. I don't think any of us expected Van der Ven from like an inside fullback would be able to do that of what he's done.
It was basically what Gvardiol did the day before.
Yeah. Why don't we just do that?
Or even, that's what I say, the day before, like 3 hours before.
Yeah.
I just like even Ange said it. I don't think his hamstrings can take it. I think he'll be like, that's my European. That's my Euro adventure's over. Like, it's not happening. Like, he's made so many recovery runs for us all season. The fact that he has to do what he does for us and then go and do it again, in the other end of the pitch. I just don't know. I don't think we'd do it. Don't think we'd do it. So I wouldn't surprise me if we see the painfulness of an inverted Royal.
But I guess we'd expect to see. I mean, we've got no other options other than to see Son play down the middle again.
Yeah, unless he plays Scarlet.
I don't hate that.
I don't hate it. I thought he was not bad. I thought he played quite well and came off the bench, but I don't see it happening. I just don't think he'll do it. He might do it against Sheffield United on the final day, but I don't think he's going to do it against City.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm more thinking about. Is obviously we can't make moves for the players now.
Yeah, true.
So, but I'm just thinking, does that make so? If we did hear if we heard something in the presser, for example, that he said that like Scarlett's going to get his Premier League first Premier League start, like does Son then automatically become a cap option, like a serious cap option, because it's Sheffield United?
The fact that you're almost guaranteed to get 90 minutes out of Son on the weekend against Sheffield United, and the fact that Sheffield United are open now, they are pushing, and at home. Do you remember early in the season where people were talked about it? Well, actually, Sheffield United at home is a better targetable fixture than Sheffield United away. Maybe like we've got to find, potentially captain. So I think it's really open. I do think, I think there'll be a lot of people that clamour to Salah. I'm definitely going to make sure he scores in the next 10 minutes or so. But
it's just that Klopp last game. I love the Salah captaincy this week. I won't have it, but yeah, that's the one. If I was gambling against Haaland, that's where I think I'd go.
Well, let's move to the next game then. Let's go Chelsea.
Let's go Chelsea.
What team?
Why are you not going Palmer Cap?
I mean, we should be considering it. He's not been his output has not been quite as good the past couple of games in this new system because he plays very closely to Madueke. So he actually ends up dropping deeper a little bit with Madueke making those runs up the byline that maybe Palmer has made over the past couple of games. Not saying he's a bad option at all. But I just rarely captain Chelsea players. I just rarely do it. I don't love captaining a player that plays for my own team. I have double jeopardy that if we don't win, it goes horribly wrong in my FPL team. He's definitely a good option.
Teach us? You need to teach us that because I've repeatedly captained Spurs players all season, which is probably why.
No. He's got to be up there, right? He's probably in the top 3 for options this week alongside, Haaland and Salah. But yeah, I don't have an obvious reason why not to do it, to be honest. He's a midfielder. He'll do well. It's a good for home fixture against Bournemouth. We'll probably have something to play for on the final day. But it's the whole, I want someone I've trusted for more than 8 months or 6 months with the captaincy with a game like this. But if you're looking to chase and you want a differential, right, he's got to be one of those that you look at. Absolutely. Particularly if we go into the final day neck and neck with Newcastle in the table or fighting with United for 7th. Yeah, there's no reason you can't look at it. The other thing is I've got Palmer and I've got Jackson, so I feel like I've got enough in that Chelsea attack that if we score goals, I'm going to do reasonably well. That I don't need to add a third to it. But yeah, he's a decent option, a good home fixture as well.
I just stuck it on the second the game refreshed. I just put it on Palmer straight away. I was like, I want a game where it's relatively open teams. I want one where there's something to play for, but it's not a lot to play for. I want the opposition to definitely have nothing to play for. I like a home game. I do also like the fact that Palmer, he's just about to go off to play for England. It's his last statement. It's his last thing. How many goals has he got for the season now?
Still 20, no?
Still 20?
Yeah, I don't think he scored since that was
21.
The whole Haaland. He hasn't scored 21. The past 2. 21.
Can still get.
He did score last game.
Bear in mind he's still got 2 games to play. He can still get 25 goals in the season.
Yeah.
That's obscene.
He still had chances. He still had chances. He's still, even in this game, there was so much that almost came off. When I watch him, he just looks so predatory. I know he's only 110% owned or something this week, but I genuinely hated watching him. Like even like as a 10% owned against your player, you're like, I don't like it. I don't like it at any point. He's just a monster of a player.
Talking of monsters, back on the bench, Reece James.
Is he a last week punt?
How good?
If we heard,
how good was he the last like 10 minutes of that game? Like, and how
I mean,
good was that
screenshots.
assist?
Yeah, I mean screenshots, right? It was like 78 minutes. We were 2-1 down as Reece James gets subbed on, and 4 minutes later we're 3-2 up, and he's got an assist, right? Yeah, it does just remind us like how like Gusto has been fantastic for us, and yeah, like our defenders have you put in a shift without him there, but it just shows like what different class he is when he does play. And I just really hope that this surgery that he's got is has fixed him up. I really want to see him back to what we've seen him before. I don't think he'll start. I don't think he'll start any games between now and the end of the season. I just don't see a need for it. And they can just spend all summer making sure that he's ready. So I don't see it personally. But if we got news that he was starting on the final day, the issue is that so much of us have
triple
like Gvardiol, double Arsenal.
Well, it's quite a lot about triple Chelsea as well. So it's like there's no
5 at the back.
No, but
it's true. I mean, if you had a Gusto, right? And
if you had Gusto, I think you probably just switch it. But most people are like Petrovic, Palmer, Jackson, right?
Yeah. It's hard to do, which is why really it could be even more exciting if you could do it.
Yeah, no one's got him. No one's got him. I do think, like, viewers watching him for Chelsea, like watching Chelsea week in, week out, it feels to me like the Enzo injury was like the best thing that's ever happened to you. Caicedo just suddenly looks like a completely different player. Like, he looks like he absolutely bosses it now.
Yeah, no, it has. I'm not, some Chelsea fans are a bit negative on Fernandes. I don't think it's so much missing him, but it's meant that we've stumbled on a system that's working very well, like this inverted Cucurella stuff, which no one thought would be a good idea if you'd have told this to us even a month ago. So yeah, like it's working so well. It allows Gallagher to get forward to where he, plays best. And then we basically have, a front five most of the game. And they're all playing really well. They're all full of confidence at the moment. Madueke, Mudryk, both getting in the returns. And Jackson is doing pretty well. Like, you watch him play, and yeah, he misses a lot of chances, but his work off the ball is still really good. And it has been all season. So
I take back my tweet now. I take back my tweet. Is that all right? Do you forgive me for that?
What did you say?
Now got
my thread of strikers that are better than.
You said no one.
Jackson, that are worse than Jackson.
Worse.
Yeah. No, I mean, like one of the things. I mean, I know they talked about it on Match of the Day. I said it last week. Like, his runs are really, really good. His awareness when he's got the ball, though, is still absolutely horrific. Like, he doesn't actually know where anybody is when he's on the ball.
Doesn't know where the goal is.
He doesn't know where anything is. It's so bizarre. He's like, oh, I've got the ball. This is nice. But his ability to find space and to find chances, in the penalty box, particularly in the 6-yard box, is really good.
Yeah.
Obviously I go back to that James cross to him, but he's, that's a really simple but necessary finish that he's had to put on that.
I mean, he's what, a £30 million striker, which is not very much for a striker nowadays. To see him doing what he's doing is pretty impressive.
He'll score more goals next season.
I mean, Mudryk is playing better, obviously, but like, he was still comfortably the second best left winger on the pitch compared to the other guy that you let go for no money. Callum Hudson-Odoi
did it again. He did it again.
Brilliant. He had you on toast, mate. Like, it was the camera angle was perfect. It was just there, like
in that second half.
The Forest people, they put a camera there on purpose. There's one on both sides.
Literally on purpose, and it was just so you could just watch them torment him, just coming in. He was majestic.
Right. I don't get it though, because you know what he's going to do. He still does it. He still concede that goal. Like, I could sit down to any defender this weekend, defending against Callum Hudson-Odoi, and be like, just show him onto his left. Just do everything to put him on his left. Gusto, when just put him on his left foot. No, straight away. And he gets 2 or 3 sighters. It's not like it's the first one he's had all game.
Yeah.
2 or 3 goes at it, and no, he misses them. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll put this one in. Brilliant.
It was like a game of FIFA where, like, Ultimate Team, you just bought a new left winger. I'm just going to keep giving it to him and just give it to him. I want to see him score. I'm finessing that straight in. And then eventually just gets the finesse goal. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
That was worth all my coins. He's good, though. Like, I like Hudson-Odoi.
Talking of game week 38 punts, I mean, Forest don't have so much to play for, but away at Burnley, it's not.
I still like
it. Not the worst.
I still like it. I mentioned it a week ago, maybe a week ago. Yeah,
if Chris Woods could finish some of his chances again, so he's a fun one.
So I was
Wyatt, mate. Like Gibbs Wyatt, like, I had him earlier in the season. It was terrible. He's really finished super strong. Like, and obviously missed that. He missed the sitter before the Wood misses the sitter that he hits into the post. But like, he's consistently returning.
I mean, since Chris Wood was the most clinical striker, he's gone through 4 XG without scoring. Like, he's just solidly just worked his way through 4 XG without scoring. It's quite a feat. It's quite
He'll always claw back. He finds a way
at some point. Where next? Oh, there's a question. There's another super chat. Tiggy, thank you very much for your chat. Hi, was new to FPL in game week 6, so I'm ranked 271st from 80k newbies who join in game week 6. 1 free transfer, Gordon to Elise and captain's son. What do you reckon?
I mean, yeah, like that thing. There's going to be a few people that have got Gordon and not any more money than that.
Yeah. And Elise's got to be up there as one of the best.
Yeah. Has to be.
Mm-hmm.
Has to be.
Has to be. Just wait. I say wait and find out. Well, I mean, as you said, like Son's going to play 90 minutes. I'd still wait and find out where he's going to be playing at the weekend. But
how do you feel about hits United on the last day, Harry?
I don't love it. I mean, that's what your player basically has to score going into the final day to even match the player that you're taking out. So I don't love hits. If it facilitates something big differential like going Salah over Haaland to cap him, then that hit is sort of absorbed a little bit. But like, it's just so the statistical chance that a player gets more than one return in a game, like, yes, it happens, but the chances of it happening are actually pretty low, even for someone like a Haaland. Like, the chances of Haaland getting, even if taking a hit for Haaland this week, the chance of him getting 2 returns at home to West Ham statistically is probably quite like below 50%. So you probably shouldn't take a hit for it. So if you want to do something crazy because you're chasing, then fine. But if you're not chasing, you just shouldn't be taking a hit on the final day.
Yeah,
you should be playing your bench, like, if it comes to it.
Yeah, and there's going to be, you'd assume, some late leagues, isn't there? Which is going to get you itchy.
Yes, definitely. I feels like there's more to play for this final day than there has been for years.
Yeah,
I look at almost every player that I've got, and their team still has something to play for going into that final day.
Yeah, and don't forget, honestly, like FFP and stuff, but where you've got potential, for movement in places. So, like, let's just take Wolves, for example, in 13th, yeah? Right, they can still get 10th.
Yeah.
That's 9 million quid. It's 3 million quid a place.
Yeah.
It's 9 million quid, mate. That's no small change in terms of where you can get to. The Man United versus Newcastle, there's plenty of room for movements in that space. Even like West Ham can get above Man United, for example. Everton are probably the ones where it's like, when you can catch nobody now.
But they could be caught.
They could be caught by Brentford.
Yep.
Even Fulham could get a couple of extra places, like 3 million each time.
Yeah.
Like those teams will need to play for something. It might not be as it might not be quite as motivational as everything else, but there is still potential. If I'm looking at Palace now, I'm looking at Bournemouth and Brighton, especially if Chelsea beat Brighton in midweek. And I'm looking at Palace, I'll be thinking, right, well, Bournemouth are away against
Brighton have got United.
And Brighton
Bournemouth are away at us. Yeah.
We can get from where they've gone, they can get a top 10 finish.
Yeah. I mean, it might bite me, but I just don't see as much final day rotation for our FPL teams as we've seen previously. I just remember, was it last year, 2 years ago, where we all had like double Chelsea fullbacks and then they both got like benched on the final day, or like suddenly Alonso started and everyone bought him. Yeah. I just don't see our FPL teams being impacted as much as previous years.
Yeah. Tottenham and Villa, potentially when we lose tomorrow night, Tottenham and Villa.
But
Even Tottenham,
you don't have the players.
We've still got 1 point to get.
Well, it's true.
Still got 1 point to get to guarantee fifth.
But also you don't have like
yeah, we've
Son's
got no one
play.
left. Yeah,
Son's not going to not play on the final day. And the only other one that's really got is Vicario, and I don't even know who your backup goalkeeper is this season.
Yeah.
And then Porro, like maybe Dragishin gets the game. If let's say you don't need a point, then maybe. But I don't see loads of crazy stuff even for you guys.
I'd like to ask you about Newcastle, Harry.
Mm.
So, because of what's happened with the results and fixtures and how it's landed, we've got 100% owned Isak.
Yeah.
100% owned Isak. And we've got basically 70% owned Gordon.
Yeah.
They look like the positions where, because we've all got really strong benches and everyone likes, they look like the place where I doubt many people potentially are. Well, I doubt many that are pushing for something are playing both.
No, I agree.
But a lot will still play both. Like Isak will still be 60% owned minimum, probably going into the last game.
The average will probably be like 1, I'd say, almost exactly.
Yeah, that's a fair ownership.
Yeah,
you are a very safe man, a good man.
Yeah.
How many will you play from Newcastle this weekend?
My plan is 1, and that will be Isak. Yeah, like I don't, particularly with Gordon's away form, I think it's a very easy one to take on. And Brentford have been pretty good recently, particularly defensively. And yeah, I mean, they could overtake Everton. That's an extra few quid. They want to prove they're at home as well. So yeah, I don't think this will be as straightforward. And maybe this is the optimistic Chelsea fan hoping that they don't win both their last 2 games.
Oh yeah, as well. You don't want them to get anything.
I don't want them to win.
Well, we might not also want them to get anything, to be fair.
You'll be looking at us before we've seen enough. Look at us creeping up. But yeah, I think it's an easier one to take on. I looked at them on the weekend. They weren't nearly as good as I thought they were going to be. Apparently Isak was ill though, or Isak was ill, so that didn't help. But can definitely feel like you can take them on. It's a gamble, of course, but that's where I'd gamble on that over any of the other like template front 8 at the moment.
Yeah, hardly anyone's going to play the defense, are they? Burn the lights. No one's playing those.
No.
So you can take that on. That's an easy one. But look, if they win midweek and Tottenham lose, they're 3 points behind Tottenham with a comfortably better goal difference.
Yep.
They've definitely got something to play for still.
Well, yeah, but they might even even if they don't win, they then are competing with what's below them as well. So it's practically impossible that they don't have anything to play for on the final day unless you beat City and they beat United and we lose. It's about the only situation that they don't have something to play for. So
yeah.
Again, I just don't. I like Gordon, Isak. Everyone will just play. Like I don't see this big last day rotation.
Am I stupid to take them both on?
No. If you're really chasing, they are the 2 that I would definitely take on this week. And if I was chasing, my moves would be Fernandes to Salah and Isak to like Wood or Adebayo, and I'd have no Newcastle if I was chasing this week.
Can I keep Maddo and play them over Isak or Gordon?
I mean, you can. Depends how you as a Spurs fan feel about it. But you're away at Sheffield United, and haven't you scored like 13 goals in the last 3 away games?
And Maddo always scores in the last game of the season.
Yeah.
Literally always scores in the last game of the season.
I mean, I don't hate it at all.
Yeah, it feels a big punt. Isak versus Maddison feels a punt.
Yeah, and it is. It depends what you want on the final day, and we are at the point where what you do with the transfers this week isn't just I want to get what is statistically the best chance of getting points this week. Because yeah, if it was any other week on form, I'd say you'd probably play Isak over Maddison. You'd probably find a way to get Maddison into your team elsewhere, but I'd probably say play Isak But game week 38, if you need to make up some points, Maddison over him is a really reasonable way to go. And look,
You went to say sensible and backed out.
Reasonable, better word, better choice of word.
Yeah, that's a toughie.
Who's in at the moment?
So I'm likely to take Gordon out for either Havertz or Elise. So I can do Maddison to Saka. I've got 2 million in the bank, so Maddison could go to Saka.
Yeah,
that's an easy one. Or you could do Gordon to Havertz or Gordon to Elise. In my mind, it's Havertz or Elise. They're the two that I'm thinking. And then, then it's basically Maddo versus Isak for the last place. That's a tough call. That's a tough call. A little bit might also,
just
a little bit might be played on the minutes as well. We see, albeit it's Tuesday to Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, it's such a long turnaround anyway.
Such a long turnaround on Tottenham.
You know, if you had a Monday to Saturday turnaround, you wouldn't even talk about it.
Nah.
3-2.
Yeah. 3-2, is it?
Yeah, 85 minutes gone.
Ooh.
Come on, Villa.
It'll make life easier. Is there any other games we want to talk about?
I had that. I mean, I put the Newcastle game up there because, no, Fulham. We haven't talked about City, have we? We didn't even talk about City.
We talked a fair bit.
I mean, we didn't really just talk about City, but I mean, we talked more about what they should do, what they'll probably do to Spurs, which is I feel is not maybe not quite this, but
look at those graphs.
Can you roll out Gvardiol Cap again?
It is reasonable, 100%.
I haven't moved it yet.
He's playing left wing.
He's playing like left 8, like left,
and they had like
advanced 8, like left.
And he
10.
took his goal like you'd expect
so
Kev or Foden to take his goals.
Yeah.
This graph just like utter domination.
Just utter domination. They I mean, just look at this graph and then think like we're all talking about what Tottenham tomorrow. Look at this. I'm like, what are we talking about, boys?
Should we cap someone that's not Haaland? I mean, he didn't do
no returns.
He blanked in this, but another day they put up 3 XG and they all fall to him, right? As it did the other week.
It's
what XG did he actually get? What did he take home himself? Because normally in these kind of games, even he'll pick up like half.
Not that many, mate.
Not much.
It's not that many. Obviously, he had his big chance, which you upset about.
0.6.
I was upset. Yeah, I was upset about the big chance because the one just for half time
again.
Yeah, 0.6, but 0.45 of that is one big chance.
Yeah, which is after the Foden goal. Yeah, because Kev plays Haaland in, and Gvardiol's just there on the left hand side, just on his own.
What do you think about the penalty? Adam, you're wishing him to take the penalty.
Oh, of course I was. But look, I mean, like mad respect to him for just turning it down, just flat going, no, we need the goals or whatever he said. It's just like, okay, I'm not going to knock him for that.
It was just coming. Like when we took the players off, we had the conversation. You were like, I was like, mate. You were like, just take him off. You wanted to take him off.
I wanted him off.
You wanted to take him off
because I just assumed. Because I assumed that they'd just concede at some point, and Edison Clean would just disappear, and it would be hilarious.
Yeah, and I was like, no, mate, they've got to keep him on. He's on a hat trick. Surely, if they get a pen, he's going to get it. And then, literally a minute later, the commentator said the same thing, and it was like, well, this is now happening. This is now definitely happening.
And as soon as they got it, the cameras were there. They were all over it.
It's kind of the right thing to do because we might still be in a place of goal difference and we might still be in a place where Haaland's not on the pitch and is it real? Uh-oh.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Does that do it? Does that do it? Does that mean if they get the draw? No, we can still catch them.
Yeah, we can.
We have to win though.
We have to win both.
They need a point against
That makes it slightly
easier. They still need 2. So if they win, that's over.
But... Duran.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
There we go.
There's the pod title there.
No. Gvard of Honor is staying.
Gvard of Honor. I didn't even see the title. That's
didn't even see the title. It took me ages to come up with it.
I think you've got enough space in that title to put another thing and go Duran. But yeah, this like De Bruyne as well, how he didn't have more in this game. Yeah, he's a great punt on the final day again if you've got it. I'm not sure I'd be selling him.
Yeah, like for you, like I don't understand KDB to Mo in what we're seeing at the moment.
No.
I don't. It's KDB.
Yeah, it is. But Mo's more fun just for 1 week.
Big game, Kev.
Big game, Kev.
Big game, Kev. That's very
true.
Because
you won't get as much fun out of Gvardiol next week as you got this week. Because he'll be even bigger out.
Yeah,
it's still. So when KDB puts one on Gvardiol's head, you're going to be like, oh.
Yeah, that will make me sad. But not if I've captained Gvardiol again. That would still make me happy.
Yeah, but then I know what you're like. You don't do hedging. So you like when that first goal goes in, don't tell me you weren't happy about the assist as much as you were the Gvardiol goal.
Of course.
Exactly.
I just assumed it was a set piece as well, because I was outside doing the garden and just assumed it was a set piece.
I was like, where are you? I was literally like messaging you, Gvardiol! And I was like, where is he?
15 minutes later, yes.
Yeah, let me down.
I'm interested if tonight's game impacts people buying Salah.
Oh, it will impact that.
0.06 XG tonight. One shot that was blocked.
Cool. That's it. It's not for me. Not for me. That's done.
I don't get it. Do you know what I mean? It's and KDB will do magical things against us. Like Jesus. Like if he hangs out to the right, KDB against us, and we play Son at left wing. Well, we won't. We'll play him a striker, but even then, who's it going to be? Like whichever left winger, it's not good. And then play one of Emerson Royale or Oliver Skip. Like KDB is just going to destroy us tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I'll take him out.
We don't need to cover the other games, do we?
I don't think we do. No. West Ham, Luton,
Bournemouth, Brentford, Everton, Sheffield United. I mean, like Loki.
Sorry to any fans.
I feel bad more for Steve. Steve Wilkinson, who loves us talking about Everton. But I mean, like, fair play to Everton for their last few games. They've just been smashing it.
Their prices are going to get hiked next year, sadly, because of how well they finished.
Yeah, we're not getting that.
There's just no assets.
Will finally be 5 mil. Finally get his 5 mil price tag, I think.
Who will?
Pickford.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we can't. We're not going to get anywhere near on the keepers, are we?
The keeper next year is, I'm telling you now, Verbruggen game week 1. That's who everyone's going to own.
Yeah, you'd think Steele would have to go somewhere, wouldn't you?
I just think they've spent a year deciding who their number 1 is, and then they can't do this again, surely, where they play like, one keeper then the other. But it's actually changed recently that Verbruggen's played most of the games since like January, and I think it'll be 4-5, and I think that's where a lot of us will go.
I'm kind of annoyed that even really early in the season we said about Leno went on and on about it. Neither of us have even owned him for a single week. And he's sitting on 131 points.
I owned him once on my game at 29 free hit, and he was on my bench. He scored 9 points. What a guy.
Yeah, against Spurs.
Yeah. We had triple Spurs.
Yeah. Verbruggen. Is it really?
Well, we'll see.
Do we have to worry about that now? Can we just focus on?
Don't.
Can we focus on punts?
I just want to say 108 points combined between the two of them. Like it's like that's not a lot of points.
It's true.
That's the same points as Neto, and Neto's not even playing. It's still more points than Edison. Did I buy Edison?
Why did we buy Edison? I'm so glad
you got out of it.
I got out of it. So happy I got
I
out
don't
of
fall.
it.
I
I
hate
don't fall for
Edison.
that
I
trap.
cannot believe I bought Edison on my wild card.
I'm going to buy a sticker and stick it on my computer.
Do you know,
Never
I
buy
hate
Edison. I
Ten
don't
Hag
care
so
what
much.
scenario I get put in. Do not buy Edison ever again.
I hate Ten Hag so much that he allowed me to avoid Onana and buy Edison because I just couldn't stomach the idea of I couldn't stomach it. All I could think about was that they're definitely going to concede every game, but maybe big Harry Maguire will nod one in, and that'll be enough. And then even he gets broke.
There's still another 5 minutes to go in this Liverpool game.
Yeah, there is. I want to watch the highlights back. Quite how Liverpool have been 3-1 up at 85 minutes when.
I mean, this will be the one that we this will be the one that we will celebrate. If Villa do score, I will celebrate. So that we'll be like, well, at least
You should have to
we
worry
haven't
about
got to
it.
think that.
You can get your City
Right.
scarf out tomorrow.
So we're open for questions. We're
Yeah.
done on games.
Questions: who is John Duran and why can't he spell John? It's a great question. Not sure we can answer that. Not sure we can answer that though. Do you think Dubravka will play game week 38?
I don't think he'll play game week 37.
That wasn't the question.
So no.
I was so ready to go there. Honestly, I was so ready to go there. If we'd have actually got something firm, I mean, if I hadn't have obviously done my -8 on the Wednesday and waited, I might have gone to Pope if I'd have had some news. But
yeah,
I just think them conceding to Brighton. I just think they'll Trips will come back in. I think Pope will come back in, and they'll all come back in.
Daniel Banks asks about bench one of Jackson or Isak. It's got
Isak.
bench Isak.
Yeah.
You wouldn't hedge it because you've got enough Chelsea in him already.
No, because Palmer doesn't count, right?
Palmer doesn't count. No,
Owning,
definitely doesn't
owning
count.
Palmer
Does it?
just doesn't count.
What's your favourite Tom Hanks film?
I don't do films.
Oh,
What?
Harry.
Not you. Not the two
Harry.
of you.
My new best friend.
Not the two
I
of
literally
you.
don't. I watch probably
Oh
a max
my
of 5
God.
films a year, and that's not. Yeah,
I'm lucky if I do 5 a year.
yeah, me too.
Yeah,
and 4 of them are Christmas films.
The ones you've seen the year before.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Can I name some? I'm going to name some classic Tom
I
Hanks
did
films.
watch actually the new about 4 months after it came out. The new what's it called now? Oh,
This is it when you
The
don't
one
watch
where the
films.
yeah, the one where the second one came out, and it's about the people who fly planes.
That'd be the film that I didn't even know that there was a first one. What was it called? This is gonna be amazing.
You know the one where they
You went to the cinema a few weeks ago, didn't you?
The chat going to be
The
screaming
film?
it.
Do you mean the film?
Yeah. What's it called?
Top Gun.
Top Gun. There we go. I watched the second one.
Oh, not that
Tom
one.
Hanks. That's Tom
No,
Cruise.
no. We if you're going to talk about films, my criteria is we talk about any film. I can't be specific to someone who's in it because that narrows it down too much.
The best Tom Hanks film is The Burbs. Definitely. That's the one. And you definitely haven't watched that.
I've seen...
Which ones? Have you seen, let's go for some old film. Have you seen Big? You must have seen Big.
Yeah.
I've seen Big.
Have you seen Turn on Hooch? With
No.
the dog. Oh, that's tears all over the place. Philadelphia?
No.
Fuck's sake, boys.
I've seen a man
Saving
called
Private
Otto.
Ryan. You must have seen Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yes.
I've seen Saving Private Ryan.
Castaway.
I watched a man called Otto on a plane.
Man called Otto. So you watched it because you
I
had
haven't
to.
watched Castaway.
Yeah.
You haven't watched. Fuck off! You haven't watched Castaway. Neither of you watched Castaway.
I haven't watched Castaway. I'm aware of the face on the ball. I'm aware of Wilson.
Yeah. I know the references, but
you haven't watched Green Mile. No.
Yes.
No.
Catch Me If You Can. You must have watched Catch Me If
Oh
You
yeah,
Can.
Possibly.
Yeah, I have.
The tone of this pod's changed.
What am I doing? How many Toy Stories have you watched?
Every single one of them.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Captain Phillips. You must watch Captain Phillips.
No.
Is that the one about them going in?
You've
Hudson?
not watched Captain
I've
Fitz,
seen
but
it.
you've definitely done the GIF that I'm the captain now. You've
Oh no,
definitely
that
done
one.
that.
Which is the one where they crash the plane into
That's Castaway.
Oh. No, it's not. No, not that one. I don't know. I think it's probably someone else.
Matt says, "Are Adam and Harry the type of weirdos who haven't seen Star Wars?" I genuinely couldn't tell you the difference between Star Wars and Star Trek. I genuinely couldn't care less. So, enjoy that one.
Is that not Tom Hanks?
We've got Kieran in the chat.
One where they crash into the Hudson.
Sully, that's Sully.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You've seen Sully?
Yeah.
This pod's gone downhill.
Forrest Gump. You must have seen Forrest Gump.
Yes.
Okay, we can at least go that one.
Yeah.
Cool. Boys. Michael Scott asks, Harry, have you watched Baby Reindeer?
No.
Harry, do you have parental supervision on your Netflix?
No. I felt like I couldn't actually joke with that answer, and I needed to be honest. I've seen clips of the interview that the person did.
Yeah, you got what the Piers Morgan interview.
The Piers Morgan one.
Yeah.
It doesn't even spoil it if you watch the Piers Morgan interview, so you can do that and then go back and still watch Baby Reindeer. But it's good. It's good. I finished it this week. I finished it on the train to and from London in the week, and there's parts of it where you do sort of have to look, see who's behind you in terms of what you're watching. So it's not necessarily the best thing for the train, but it's good. It's good. 3-3 is just finished.
There is one final question, and I think we'll just have this question and then go, because I think we're done. So who would you sell between KDB and Son to get Arsenal? Kids. I don't know whether Sarab's calling us kids or whether he wants Arsenal kids or.
Well, I am not involved in that kids business. And no, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't sell either.
You wouldn't sell either.
Sell either for that.
Cool. I agree with that. Harry.
Everyone's got Gordon. Gordon is the make weight for everyone this week.
Everyone sell Gordon and maybe Isak.
Yeah, drive the ownership down. Look at you. That's exactly what you're thinking. Can you just can you make sure you promise me on the videos this week, you just keep telling about, you do your section, who to sell, just keep saying it.
Just
sell Gordon, sell Isak.
Sell Newcastle.
Harry, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Really appreciate it, as always.
I need to watch some films.
Mate, just don't bother. It's fine.
Get in with.
Give me some TV shows, and maybe I've watched them, but films, no.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole now, boys. We finished.
We need to get Harry. You've got a whole summer of off of not doing videos every day. You can get yourself one of those letterboxed accounts.
Yeah.
Follow the Krellin watched about 150 films in about 2 months. With his letterboxed account, you could be that. He's got a spreadsheet. I'm sure I'll give it to you.
He's got a spreadsheet.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Given that
Bonker's got a really good list on Letterboxd.
He does. I've seen.
He's a good man.
Probably not.
You're too busy watching England.
Yeah, exactly.
Win the Euros.
Exactly.
Right. Guys, thanks very much in the chat for joining us. Thanks for the questions. Harry, thanks again for joining us. Up the Gvardiol. Love it.
Up the Gvardiol.
Speak to you guys later.
Not tomorrow, though. Not tomorrow.
Why not?
No. You get no more points from him tomorrow.
Okay.
See, Adam wants City to win. That's what we just...
Absolutely no more points from him tomorrow.
Right, see you guys later.
He's not playing tomorrow, by the way.
See you later.
See you later.